Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
And I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 12.
Things just falling apart everywhere. Listen here, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Also, if you don't want to watch the full episode, I will post clips of this episode, like the major scenes, talking points. But I do encourage you to watch not only this episode in full, but we made a whole playlist. We reviewed the whole season. You could go back and watch it, hear the jokes Blair got, things of that nature. And guess what? I'm sure you will enjoy it. So make it a movie night.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Sounds nice.
Of just listening to me talk and holler.
Some popcorn.
Yes. You ready, Blair?
Yeah.
Walk me through this.
Well, we are starting with Emily.
Yeah.
She is mad with Brennan.
Well.
Because of what happened at the dinner yesterday.
That's fair.
Apparently he didn't come home and he was upset with her acting crazy.
Wow.
She feels like he's running and he's putting up some sort of block. Emily says the past few weeks have been hard and he doesn't hear her when she expresses herself to him.
Quickly, this is the one-on-one no accountability play that guys do or that people do. You mad at me? Well, guess what? I'm mad at you for being mad at me. Brennan has no reason of being mad at Emily. He showed his behind at the dinner. He did not represent his marriage well. I don't even think he represented himself well at that dinner. No. And because Emily do have some objective facts to be mad at Brennan about, Brennan said, you know what? I'm not coming home and I'm mad at you for acting crazy. Crazy in some instances are true. Guess what? You're acting crazy. In some instances, most instances, it's just a way to dismiss. You get what I'm saying? And in this instance, he's using it in a way of, Emily, you're acting crazy. I don't really have to explain or even talk to you. I'm just going to go away. Yeah. I'm running away. Continue, Blair.
Next, Becca brings Austin to a photo studio to teach him about photography, which is her passion, her career. She brings a surprise, which is Austin's friends and their 2 kids.
Okay.
And Austin really thinks that Becca's great with kids. He thinks she would be a great parent. And he would also like to have a family with her if they could come to some agreement on this religion situation.
I find it very interesting that you can see yourself having a family with this person, but you ain't sleeping with this person. Do I gotta say it again for the people in the back?
I think we heard it.
I'll say it again. It's interesting how you can see yourself potentially having a family with this person, because Becca, she was very entertaining with the kid, making sure that the kids was comfortable and things like that while their pictures being taken. I give her that respect. She knows how to do her job very well based on what we've seen. But it's so interesting how Austin can see so far, and seeing her interact with kids, that's very encouraging and things like that. Well, let's get to step 1. Do the do.
Right.
Do the do, because your wife is begging for you to do the do, and you're just there dragging your feet with your wife. It's one thing if I understand it's a stranger, in the sense of y'all just mad, arranged marriages and things like that. But I feel like you shouldn't say I can see myself having kids with this person, but you're not doing the do with that person.
Right.
Continue.
Dr. Pia calls Claire to check in with her.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that, she's exhausted all her efforts when it comes to her marriage.
That's right.
And Claire tells her that Cameron is dealing with a health concern. She really doesn't want to focus on any type of relationship stuff because his health is a priority.
Okay.
Claire starts to cry, saying that she feels guilty for him. Guilty and sad, for him because she left. She's thinking that the stress may have caused him to have health concerns. Dr. Pia tells her, you didn't cause any of his health problems.
Yeah.
Get that out your head.
Get it out your head.
And Cameron told Claire she could help him by not worrying. She says that we're separated, so she doesn't know what role she should be playing in his life. And Dr. Pia asked her, how are you getting support currently? And she says her friends and her family.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pia says, well, why not have your friends and family outreach Cameron to support him, since you do have such a great support system? Yeah,
Blair, help me out. Tell me how you feel about this thing.
One, I feel like, Claire, don't guilt yourself about his health condition and thinking that it's all your fault. I mean, that's totally out of your control, out of his control, anybody's control.
Facts.
Next, the thing about her wanting to still play a role in his life, even though they're not together, I think you need to just leave him alone. If you've called him and checked on him and let him know that you're there, I would leave it to him to call you if he needs you, which I don't expect he would, because y'all don't even seem to get along and enjoy each other and be able to have good conversations when y'all around each other.
Yeah.
So I would say just let him know, hey, thinking about you, hope you're doing well. I'm here if you need anything, and keep it like that.
Yeah. If there's something about me that Blake can tell you, she would tell you that I really don't fall for tears and things like that. Not saying that I don't cry myself. I cry like, once every 20 years and things like that. But tears don't move me. People crying don't move me. Use your words. Say what you mean. Don't use your emotions to try to dictate me and things of that nature. And there's definitely some dictation that I feel like Claire is trying to come off in the conversation with Dr. Pia is her name, right? Blair says something, I believe in her notes, said that she feels like that they shouldn't focus. Correct me if I'm wrong, Blair. That Claire says something across the lines of, I feel like we shouldn't focus on our relationship right now when his health is the priority. Yeah. Well, when he was healthy, y'all wasn't focusing on your relationship. Yeah. At the dinner, didn't they play the divorce game? 1, 2, 3 divorce. Right. 1, 2, 3 separate. When they was doing their 1 month anniversary, didn't Cam leave and things that? So don't try to make it seem like you want to take accountability. You want to try to take on this fake accountability of like, oh my goodness, I potentially did this to him. But you don't want to take accountability of potentially not opening up, showing some affection in a relationship. I understand. I've been saying for the past 4 weeks that Cam is weird, right? And he comes off as weird. He has a weird aura. But you want to take accountability for his health, but not for the accountability of the part you played and why y'all not seeing eye to eye. That's kind of weird to me. Yeah. That's a burden that nobody asked you to pick up. That's a burden why I don't even understand why you even want to pick up. Why is everybody want to be viewed as the good guy on this season, Blair? I am confused.
It's exhausting. And it doesn't come across as real. It's like we see right through it.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, did I do this to him? But you want to take that accountability, but touching his arm, giving him a kiss. I haven't seen him kiss on this show.
Telling him something nice. Every time he's got some clothes on, you're like, why are your shorts so short? Why you got that on?
Come on, Blair.
Like just cracking jokes on him like he's your brother. Blair. That's supposed to be your man.
But no, I will take on the accountability of his heart issue. Stop it, Claire. I see right through you. Continue, Blair.
Yeah.
Ooh, that felt good to get off my chest right there.
Well, we got a video from Cameron.
Yes.
And he says that he developed a heart condition and he's going to need a procedure. He's wondering if the stress of the separation may have led to this or maybe accelerated the issue. He says he hasn't been doing anything. He really hasn't been leaving the house because he can't have his heart rate go up, past 100. And so he is just trying to be calm and trying to keep his heart rate down.
Cam, I don't know what's wrong with you. But I know one thing that is not wrong with you, or one thing I can objectively say from my vantage point, from my POV, is that alluding that potentially the stress of this relationship caused anything wrong or irregular to go with your heart is completely foul. Yeah. It's completely left field. It's completely wrong and irresponsible. Yeah. To even allude that, right? Listen here. I don't know much things about heart issues. Even then, he's speaking vaguely. You get what I'm saying? Using special words like procedure. I don't know what that means. You get what I'm saying? But obviously, from my vantage point, it's not that serious to where you're not in a hospital bed. You're in your basement or wherever you are trying to get your heart rate down and things like that, letting us know your heart rate not going down. I understand that. And guess what? Prayers and everything to you. But to say or to allude that the stress of the relationship or the stress of the marriage basically you said, I don't know if it caused this, but maybe it expedited. Maybe it always been there, but maybe it just made it go faster. Stop it. Yeah. Stop it. Y'all really do need to stop it. Is there anything you thought about that part, Blair?
Yeah, I just don't like him saying that the stress of the relationship or the divorce may have played a part in his health condition. I feel like that if we're talking manipulative, that's manipulative.
Oh, come on.
If you're trying to say that, oh, I'm sick now, so now you have to come help me because this is your fault. Like that's awful.
Be careful. Don't use that word. Somebody in the comments last week was like, stop saying the word manipulative, Chris.
Yeah, well that to me stands out as manipulative.
That is manipulative. It's not right and it's not fair. As much as I'm not a fan of both of y'all, I don't think y'all should be doing this to each other and to yourselves. That is just not right. Continue, Blair.
Yes. So now we are back at Emily's house. And her friend comes over for them to have a little girl chat.
Now this is, to me, some would actually say that down the line that when they was in the hot tub, Emily and Brennan would be the scene of the night. To me, this is the scene of the night.
Okay.
This is the nugget. Denver Nuggets. You see what I did there? Okay. Colorado. Right. This is the nugget that I think is the key that will unlock every question we have about Brennan and Emily's marriage right here. Walk us through it, Blair.
Well, Emily says that she doesn't deserve a lack of responses and lack of effort that Brennan is not giving.
Come on, Blair.
She is upset that she has to tell him that she's upset.
Come on.
She said everyone at the dinner could see that I was upset, but I had to spell it out for him.
Facts.
And now he's saying he needs space.
Mm-hmm.
He recommended they do a reset, and we actually get to see a clip of them in the apartment having this conversation where he said they should do a reset on focusing on being friends and removing the pressure of marriage on the show called Married at First Sight.
Come on, talk to me, Blair. Talk to me.
Emily is willing to do the reset. Why? I don't know. But she's willing to do the reset to make sure that they are giving it their all. Her friend asked her, why are you trying so hard when he's not?
Repeat that line to me again, Blair.
Why are you trying so hard when he's not? Emily says that he felt differently before in the beginning, and he put up this blog. Like, she feels that he's maybe not being honest about how he really feels. She doesn't necessarily believe that he doesn't like her or there's issue with them. She just thinks it's something internally going on with him. Her friend tells her to take a step back and focus on how you can be better and use it as a growing opportunity. Pretty much what I got from the friend was saying, don't worry too much about him and what he's going to do and what he's not going to do. Her friend, she didn't outright tell her to leave him, which I feel like she should have. Yeah. But she did say, take a wider view of this thing and try to, see it from like the binoculars, like get up off of it. Type situation. No.
Listen here. Did you get all your points out?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen here to this, right? She said that, just so you know, this is the week after the 1 month anniversary based on what we see from our vantage point. Right. She said in the beginning, he changed, basically. Basically, this is a different Brennan.
Yeah.
Right. Based on what we've seen.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, Blair.
How, in most relationships, 1 month, this would be the beginning. But for them, the first week is the beginning. So I just thought that was kind of funny. Okay. In the beginning.
All right.
We're in the first month. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm done. I just want to make sure that you got all your points out.
Get it out. Get it out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my whole point is you are basing your judgment on his character based on what you saw in the beginning. As Blair pointed out and took my lines from my mouth because she didn't want me to say it. She wanted to say it. What is the beginning? Is the beginning is when you first saw him at the altar? Is the beginning is when y'all had y'all first dance? Is the beginning the honeymoon? Is the beginning the first day you moved into the apartment? Because the first day you moved into the apartment, he didn't. So basically, I'm saying you're comparing his character in the beginning to now to where there's actually more evidence, more objective facts that we've seen that this is actually his character compared to the beginning. We see more of this Brennan than we did at the beginning Brennan that you keep referring to. So basically, Emily, I would say to you, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to your friend. Stop lying to us. It takes two show. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Brennan have shown himself. If there's one thing Brennan has been these past couple of weeks, is consistent. He has consistently been quiet. He has consistently been unwilling. He has consistently been purposely don't want to be understood. He don't want to be part of this marriage, part of this show, part of this experience. No.
He's checked all the way out.
Do you want to know how much he don't want to be part of this experience? He said, you know what? Let's have a reset, to where we don't act like husband and wife. We just going to be friends. Well, usually the downside of being on a show like this is if the marriage don't work out, you don't have a foundation to fall back on of friendship. Right. Y'all strangers. So if you're falling back from marriage, there's only one place to fall back to, and that's being strangers again. Y'all was never friends. Right. And how can I be friends with somebody who don't talk to me, who's mean to me, who's passive aggressive to me and things like that? I said it in like another video, and I say it here. Many people don't view passive aggressiveness as aggressiveness, but it is. It's the same as aggressiveness. It's the same thing as passive aggression. It's just your preference. Yeah. Aggression meets aggression. So even though he may not be yelling, even though he may not be cussing at her, even though he may not be physically hitting her, he's aggressively resisting her and like resisting her advances, resisting the relationship, resisting everything that have to do with Emily.
The process in total.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And guess what? To Emily, that's aggressive to her. She don't understand, like, why don't he understand when I'm mad? Why he don't talk to me? Why he want to do a reset? And Emily is only saying this, and I feel like this is the only downside to Emily, because she never been in a real relationship. She don't know when to press the eject button. You get what I'm saying? She probably like, you know what? This is what relationship is. This is what we got to go through. Oh, no. In every relationship, there's an eject button. Yeah. You just got to find it. You get what I'm saying? Is it under the table? You get what I'm saying? So I think she's putting herself through all this stuff to have what at the end, I do not know. Anything else on this, Blair?
No.
Let's keep going.
Well, the experts have decided on Chloe for Michael.
Okay.
And Chloe meets up with her friends and shares that she'll be on Married at First Sight with Dr. Pepper there. I didn't write a whole lot about that scene and situation because this is weird.
Why is it weird?
It's so disjointed. The fact that we're having a wedding and a marriage in the middle of the season. This is an 8-week process. A month has already gone by. So, okay, Chloe, I'm going to hear you out and see what you got to give and what you got going on. But I'm not going to say I'm checked out, but I'm not too interested in your story at this point. Well, so we will see.
Well, tell us a little bit about Chloe, so like the people can learn a little bit about it a little bit.
Okay, well, Chloe's 39. Yeah. She is a senior director of development for a nonprofit. Okay. She's an animal lover. She has struggled with perfectionism in her life. Previous partners never have really been enough for her. And she said that some of her perfectionist ways cause unnecessary conflict. She also has worked crazy hours, and now she's trying to focus her life on fun and just enjoying the people that she loves.
And they thought that this woman will be perfectly paired with the guy who wears a crown on his head.
The eccentric, out there, wild Michael.
Now, listen here. I'm not going to... Listen, we don't know much about Michael either, but I know one thing. A guy that wears a crown from the woman that chose not to marry you. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Weeks later and things of that nature. I think you think very highly of yourself. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? I don't know what to think about this process. This is, I think they are hitting us with first time ever on Married at First Sight. So like they hitting us with a lot of first times. I feel like based on Michael, I don't know if he's serious enough for Chloe. That's all I have, because like I said, Michael haven't really been in the we don't know a whole lot about him or how he interacts. But based on him, he just seems very young. And she seems a little bit on the mature side, especially when she says stuff like, I've been working and things like that, and I'm trying to focus on fun. That doesn't mean that she's fun now. No. You get what I'm saying?
To me, it's still a process. Yes. To me, I think she's still got the perfectionist in her. Okay. I also feel that because it's easy to be alone by yourself in your house and say, I'm going to work on having fun and letting loose.
Nobody going to make
and it's different when a person comes in and starts moving and shaking things around. You're like, ho.
You're a little too much.
I don't like nightstands. I'm a minimalist. But your husband wants a nightstand for him to put his glasses, because Michael wears glasses.
Or put his crown. The joke was right there.
Okay, or his crown.
To put his crown right there. The joke was right there. Oh, you missed the layup.
But she don't like nightstands. Yeah. So this will be interesting. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to think. We will see.
Continue.
So she said that she wanted to do Married at First Sight because she hasn't found the right way to find a partner.
Okay, so you're weird too. Okay, continue.
Her friends give her the advice to have an open mind, an open heart, and to be a good listener. Whoa. So that tells me a lot.
That tells me she's opposite of all those things.
That she is closed mind, closed hearted, and she is a terrible listener.
Yes.
And even she jokes and says like, "Oh, I can't get upset and like slam a door or holler and scream." And I'm just like, "Now what now?"
No. Those are the things that she's willing to share with us on camera. She probably does more than slam the door and do things of that nature. There's probably some other things she do. But listen here. Listen to what her friends said about it. The friends were telling you. You're right, Blair.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper tells us, the audience, that she didn't tell Chloe about the unique circumstances when it comes to Michael and his marriage. So they decided not to tell her about Michael, that he was rejected at the altar, because they didn't want it to change their story.
Stop right there. How did you feel about that, honestly?
I felt that was deceptive.
Me too.
I was like, Dr. Pepper, I get what you're saying. You want her to have a full love story with Michael and only Michael, but Michael's going to tell her what happened.
Yeah.
And she's going to be the second option.
See, here's the thing. I think by not telling her, you make it a bigger issue than what it really is. He never married the woman.
Yeah.
This is one thing if he got married. This would be one thing if this was Lauren and Orion.
Yeah.
And they say, Orion, we gonna find you a new girl since you got divorced. That's one thing that I'll probably be like, okay, I can understand why you're hiding that. But this woman didn't even go through with the marriage.
Yeah.
So he never really got started. You get what I'm saying? I think they made it more than what it was really is in reality. Guess what? Y'all both know y'all went on the show to get married at first sight. And you could just easily tell him, look, he is a contestant too for this experiment. And on the day of the wedding, the bride chose not to go through with it. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand why they hiding that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, I would think that it might be because she'd start questioning the experts. Well, why didn't you choose me first? What did she have that I didn't have? How do you know I'm a perfect match for him when you had a match before me? So I think that opens up maybe a whole bunch of worms for her to kind of side-eye the process of y'all found somebody, but y'all had to dig back into the trash bin.
I mean, this is only recorded on TV, dude. You get up, so that's why I'm like, for you. Let's say if they do get married and they do stay together, it's only recorded on TV for her to eventually see it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why even hide it? Just rip off the Band-Aid now. Now that is a good point. I didn't think about that, but to counter that, if Chloe was to say that to me as an expert, I'd be like, listen here. It's an experiment. It's literally the random of a draw.
But it's like they forget that part. They're like, "Oh, you guys found my perfect match."
No.
Forgetting that this is an experiment.
I went like this, and I just chose a name. Okay, continue, Blair. Well,
Becca and Austin got fish instead of having kids for the moment. And Becca, only thing that stood out to me was when Becca said, should we get the fish baptized? This is why y'all be getting into these arguments. Because why are you saying this stuff, Becca?
Matter of fact, I know what it is. Becca, you want to convert to Christianity.
This sound like it, don't it?
And I want to help you. I'm going to help you. Becca, reach your hand towards the lens, okay? Be filled, okay? Because I don't understand why you have a problem with quote unquote Austin religion, but you keep poking fun at it.
Yeah, you keep bringing it up.
Like, I don't understand it. Why, like, if it's an issue, leave it alone. You get what I'm saying? Listen, my whole thing is, it will be a good joke if I did not see you crying literally the night before and made me call Pastor Kyle.
Right.
Maybe we can joke about our differences. Maybe we can, you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe I get the fish baptized. But really, in my heart of hearts, like, I don't really believe in that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you was crying and upset because I told you you're going to hell. I'm only telling you what the Bible says. You get what I'm saying? So Becca should really just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave Austin alone. You don't want a man to a man that is so convinced in his beliefs. You don't want to, quote unquote, see him sway and then he's like unstable. You get what I'm saying? Respect the fact that he believes in something and that he's serious about it, and just leave it alone, please. Yeah. I'm tired of talking about it. Continue.
Yeah. Well, Claire talks to her friend
Yeah.
and shares that her and Cameron are separated.
Yeah.
She's trying to be supportive of Cameron, but they're also distant. She now has the time to reflect, which she felt like she couldn't do during the actual marriage. And she says the bad part is that it's over. It's actually really sad to her because you have these good conversations at one point. You guys are clicking, and then all of a sudden, all that's ending. She wants to continue to be there for him and support him, but she says it's beyond the marriage title, whatever the hell.
I don't know what that means either.
And she's mourning the loss of what could have been.
What is your thoughts on that? If you have any new thoughts on Claire and Cameron?
My thing is, like, I'm tired of Claire's sweet nothings. They're a bunch of nothings.
Sour nothings to me.
Because what is beyond the marriage title? Marriage is a covenant that you make with yourselves, God, if that's what you believe.
Yeah.
And it is like the embodiment of God and, the church and all that. So I'm just like, you're saying it's beyond the marriage title as though friendship is a greater thing than marriage or something. I don't know what she's trying to get at.
I think what she was trying to say, first of all, let me say, I don't know what she was trying to say. But if I had to guess, I think she was trying to like say, I want to be there for him, but like we're not married no more. And like, it's now beyond me now. And I'm just like, I don't really understand. First of all, I basically said everything I wanted to say about Claire in the beginning segments of the show. So I'm just going to say the little parts. I don't know if you're sad that you're not with Cam. Maybe like a little bit of truth. Like, everybody speaks a little truth. Somebody kind of over exaggerates and some people just lie and they just mix it all up. I think there's some truth to what she's saying. I think she mourns what could have been, but not with Cam. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She like, man, I wish they would have picked me a better person.
Exactly.
Dude, you get what I'm saying?
I wish things would have worked out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wish they would have picked me a better person. I really could experience this married at first sight thing, but look what y'all gave me. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, his chest hurt. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's what she's really saying, but she's basically dressing it up for us as if she's concerned and that she's really sad that the marriage failed and that this gave her time to reflect. Remember, to remind you, Claire, you played the 1, 2, 3 divorce game at dinner.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was times where Cam wasn't even staying at the house and things of that nature. You had time to reflect, but I think she's like, I wish that the experts would have did better and matched me up with someone that I would have liked, that I do like. You know what I mean? And now I kind of feel cheated by this experiment. You get what I'm saying?
But I also feel like Claire is somewhat of a person who's a time waster. And just by her saying like she's mourning the loss of what could have been and they're separated, she's not using the word divorced. It's like she wants to still have some type of connection to Cameron. It's like I feel like she doesn't want to be alone. So if Cameron is still like in her orbit, then there's still this thing, this tension, this story, this something that she can be uneasy about. So I feel like and maybe that's some people who like a little bit of drama in their lives.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Claire is that type of person, but I'm just like, for somebody that you don't like and don't want to be intimate with, you sure do want to be around them and be involved in what they got going on by not liking them or being able to talk to them. So it's just very odd to me.
Yeah, it's very odd. Now this next scene that we about to go on, remember when I said what's the scene of the night for me? That was the key. And this will help you solve this next scene, because this scene got me riled up right here. Continue, Blair.
All right. So Emily and Brennan meet up with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Brennan tells Dr. Pepper that they've tried their best, and now what do we do?
What do we do?
Brennan defines the reset of starting at introductions and making sure they're not crossing boundaries. Mind you, he's not coming out with all this information. Dr. Pepper is asking him after every 5 words.
Yeah, because
what are your boundaries? Yeah, because where are you starting at?
Yeah, because he started off by saying, me and Emily decided to do a reset. And Dr. Pepper's like, what do a reset mean? And then he's like, introductory boundaries. And that's what she's like, boundaries.
Exactly. So she is digging her hardest to get these out. So as I'm explaining it to you, just know it was not this easy of a conversation.
It wasn't.
His boundary is taking time for himself and for her not to make it seem like it's a big deal.
When I leave, don't question me, woman.
So he wants to focus on the friendship and not the marriage. Emily thinks with less pressure, time can kind of clarify things of what would happen with their future. Dr. Pepper says, well, there's 2 kinds of friendships. There are people who are close friends, and there are associates that you just hang out and enjoy from time to time when you see them. Brennan, and she asks, which one are y'all trying to do? Brennan says, that's something we're trying to figure out. So he don't even know what kind of friend he want to be with this lady.
But he says friend.
Right.
Come on, Blair.
Dr. Pepper says, well, what we want is something more of a romantic bond. Married at first sight,
please.
Sometimes
look, we already got one couple that divorced. We got another couple that separated, divorced, his chest hurt. We got another couple that's not even sleeping with each other. Yeah, what are y'all doing over here? Continue.
But she says, but sometimes that doesn't immediately happen.
It's facts.
She asked them to say 5 things that they like about each other.
5.
Brennan says caring, awesome to hang out with. And we have a lot of fun together.
That's the same thing, huh?
Now, Emily. Caring, loyal, funny, trustworthy, smart.
Okay.
And Dr. Pepper says, I do like his list better.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do like her list. Yep.
Yeah, she thinks maybe we can try to build an intimate friendship.
Please.
I think that intimate part is going to turn Brennan off. Emily has hope because of their strong emotional connection.
Yeah.
And with some additional questioning, Brennan agrees. He thinks that they have the same values and it's easy to talk about stuff. And Dr. Pepper tells them to allow yourself to be vulnerable with each other. And let's do a fishbowl of questions so that you guys can ask each other some questions and really get to know each other better.
Can I go first, madam?
Yes.
Emily, I'm off you. I'm off you. I don't feel sorry for you no more. What's the point of you talking to your friend? You actually telling your friend what you've really been going through. Things that have been going bad, going into detail and things of that nature. And you do the complete opposite with the people that can actually professionals help you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It kind of lets me to believe, like, is this staged? Because when did Brennan show that he was caring, loving, smart, loyal, loyal to himself? Yes. Emily, what's the point of sitting in front of the doctors and lying to them? I'll ask it again. What's the point? Because you had the chance to actually, I don't want to say air them out as if it's beef, but to really put all your issues on the table. And now you make it seem like a reset was actually a decision that both of y'all came up with.
Which is wild.
You actually make it seem like basically y'all both are confused in your relationship. Basically, everything that you tell us in the confessional, everything you told your friends, everything that your friends confronted Brennan about at the housewarming, you did not bring up or put into consideration to even bring it up to Dr. Pepper as an issue. So how do they supposed to help you if they don't know what's going on? And that's why they over here saying, well, I got a fishbowl of questions. A fishbowl of questions ain't gonna help somebody who ain't talking.
Right.
So Emily, I'm off you. I don't feel sorry for you no more. I don't care how many confessionals you make. I don't care how many sly remarks you make. I don't care how many times Brennan decided not to come home. I don't care how many times Brennan decided not to talk to you, hold the door for you, all those things. You had a chance to get everything out on the table and to basically be like, I cannot be in a relationship with someone who chooses to be misunderstood, who chooses to not be affectionate, who chooses to not even talk to me, who chooses to not even stay in the apartment. But you chose to sit there and go with the program. So guess what? Go with the program. Hopefully I ain't sway what you was thinking. I don't know what you was thinking on this part, but go ahead.
No, you didn't sway. That's pretty much how I feel. I mean, Emily, either say something or shut up.
Please.
Like, you talking to your friend, you talking to us in the confessional. Like, there's nothing we can do for you.
We gonna do this review show and move on.
Exactly. You need to talk to the experts and be fully honest and transparent. Yeah. Because you're kind of halfway doing what Brennan's doing. Not speaking and not being fully transparent, so that way we can get into the problem and fix it.
Facts.
And then I don't like how she's not honest with Brennan. Like, she's very agreeable. She, like you said, likes to act like she's confused, like he's confused. Like, I don't know, we're just in this weird space. Like, we just need to let time do its thing. Yeah. When you're the one who said, I don't like the day by day comment. Taking it day by day, that sounds a lot like taking time.
Come on, Blair.
That sounds a whole lot like it.
Talk to me.
So if I feel like, be the change you want to see in the world.
Come on,
okay?
Now. Come on, Michael Jackson. Be the man in the mirror. You know what I mean? Come on.
Now, is that going to help you with Brennan? Not necessarily, but I think this goes back to what your friend said. Use this as a learning opportunity for yourself to better yourself. Maybe Emily can learn how to speak up in a relationship, and she can use this as practice. Come on now.
Come on.
We can use this to our advantage. And right now, you're not. You just playing.
I straight should let you go first. You did excellent on that part right there. You always had me going for a little bit. I'm about to say, oh boy, I like this.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
Well, Emily and Brennan go back to the apartment. They get to talking. And Emily thought tonight went as good as it could. But when he asked her in the apartment, how do you think it went? She said, good. And she said, if you feel good about it, I feel good about it. Emily, you get what you deserve.
I'm about to say, I'm off you.
You get what you ask for. You ain't asking for nothing.
I'm off you.
Brennan says that he liked the task as far as the fishbowl, and it's something that he actually looks forward to doing.
Okay.
Only thing that bothered me as well, I didn't like Brennan's response to Dr. Pepper versus Dr. Pia.
How so?
He was very aggressive with Dr. Pia. And when Dr. Pia was trying to talk to Emily and try to get her perspective on things, he cut her off. He was like, I'm trying to protect my wife and I'm trying to talk to my wife and all this type of stuff. Like, you said it as though Dr. Pia was attacking her when she was sitting there trying to help you guys. So I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Moving on, Chloe goes dress shopping.
Oh, do we care?
Not that much.
Come on, let's go.
She's talking to her friend. She knows that she knows that she's going to like him. But she is wondering if the vision that he has for his wife is different.
Well, he don't have a vision, okay? Because listen here, he probably thought one thing, and then when that failed, I guess he just happy that they found somebody else. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Continue.
Pretty much with the dress situation, she ends up finding a dress. There was one crazy, outrageous dress that she tried on, and she was like, "Oh, this is kind of like stealing the show." So she decided on something a little more classic.
Okay, nice.
And that is that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Come on.
Austin, his parents, and Becca have dinner at a restaurant. And this restaurant, he actually worked there for 7 years when he was like 19 to 26.
Yeah.
Mom says that he was late being born and he runs late overall. And they joke and laugh about that because Becca also has this issue of being late. So they talk about Austin's upbringing, being an only kid, and how he spent a lot of time in childcare, and how, you know, even though he was the only child, he's still a very outgoing person because childcare and all the kids, it made it feel like he had siblings. So they shared that they got fish, and the parents say congrats on the happy fish parents. And the whole point of this really was for Austin to show his mom, like Becca, who she is, her personality. She even goes in to talk about how her mom's like a historian and all these types of things. And it seems that Austin's mom did take to Becca, and it seemed like it was a good interaction because the mom, she was very critical of this whole situation at the beginning, like any good parent would. So anyway,
I feel so bad about this scene.
Yeah.
Only because I do feel like in my heart of hearts, Austin would tell her no.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's selling a dream. You get what I'm saying? We don't really know much, even though Brennan is showing us that he's not saying anything aggressively. Austin is passive aggressively showing us that he don't say anything. I don't know nothing about Austin.
Yeah, Austin don't want to talk about nothing.
I don't know his job. I don't know his goals. I don't know nothing about Austin. He just want to
crack jokes all day.
I don't know nothing about Austin. Continue.
Yeah. Well, Emily and Brennan go to the hot tub to answer the fishbowl questions.
Hot tub for the fishbowl questions.
And Brennan's boundaries gets brought up.
Okay, what is the boundaries?
And he says his boundaries are having enough space and no pressure to hang out all the time.
What?
I don't want to be around you. And be cool with it.
I ain't gonna hold you. If you don't want, I have some friends. I have some. You know, there's a list. There's a hierarchy when it comes to friends. I have like my best friends, my closest friends. And of course I have my wife. The wife sits above the hierarchy, of course. If I can, at my grown age, with a wife, move in with my best friends, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because I like them.
Yeah.
I like being around them. So he keeps telling her that he wants to go back to being friends, but I want you to be the friend I don't like and don't want to be around. So it's like he keeps giving me oxymorons. You get what I'm saying?
But see, the thing for me is I can understand not being around, wanting to be around somebody all the time because I'm like that with most people.
Yeah.
I like my alone time. I'm an introvert. I enjoy my own company.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my husband, I enjoy his company just as much as I enjoy being by myself.
Those rules don't work for me. I'll be like, do you want to be by yourself? She's like, never. I'll be like, oh, okay. Fine.
And that's not the case for everybody.
Yeah.
But for Brennan to say that he doesn't want to be, like, when I say I don't want to be around you, which is probably every day, take it, deal with it, don't talk to me about it.
That's weird.
Whatever, Brennan.
Yeah, his boundaries is even. Go continue.
Emily says the hardest thing she's had to forgive is her dad, with how hard he's pushed her in sports and life, and she had to really work through that through therapy.
Yeah, now these are some of the questions. These are some of the answers that some of the answers to the questions that they was asking and things. Yeah, in the
like fishbowl.
Yeah.
Brennan says that, and I also want to explain if this sounds a little bit like, okay, they're not really talking about the same things as far as like having a conversation, because they're not having a conversation.
They're just answering questions.
They're not trying to say, well, what do you mean by that? Or can you explain a little bit more? Or this is how I relate to that. Yeah. It's none of that. It's thinking, just like, let's just like finish the bowl.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is like supposed to be like a starter, like an icebreaker. But you're not supposed to lean completely on the fishbowl questions. You're like supposed to... You're picking out questions to where y'all can elaborate and basically go on your own and things like that. But you're right. They basically going question for question. Next. Yep.
Yeah. Brennan says his parents are good people, but they don't have the best way of dealing with things. Okay. He has tried talking to them, but they had no desire to change their ways. He says that he loves changing things and making things better. We have not seen that.
No, we haven't.
Okay, sure, whatever. Brennan says that he has given up on trying to have a relationship with his sister, but it was more suffering than happiness. Okay. He is focused on his happiness currently in his life. And I am terrified.
How so?
When people say that they're focused on their happiness, a lot of the time that means I'm focused on my happiness beyond everything else. So beyond being a friend, beyond being a husband, beyond being an actual partner and a support. So whatever you got going on, I don't give two flying F's because I'm focused on my happiness.
Maybe.
And that's how Brennan comes across to me. My boundaries are leaving me alone.
But he don't even seem like a happy person though. Like
maybe he's happy when he's not around her. Maybe. I don't know.
like maybe and maybe you do have a point to that, because usually whenever somebody put their happiness or hold it up to that high esteem, it's usually at the cost of someone's unhappiness. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a selfish happiness. You will hope that your happiness will be independent and not cause somebody else unhappiness. But I thought it'd be a red flag for you when he was talking about his sister. Now, I don't know his family dynamic, so I'm not even gonna guess to see like who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Yeah. But hopefully, like, you gotta look. Some people say when you marry somebody, you also marry into their family. Yeah. So you have to look into how serious a quote unquote direct family member is, and that he can cut that off, even if he's in the right to cut it off. You get what I'm saying? Usually you like forgive your family or things like that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And from my POV, I don't know if he's old enough. You get what I'm saying? To be saying that, yeah, I cut off my sister. I'm like, bro, you're not 50. You're not 60 years old. Like, that's one thing. If you're like at that age, you be like, I have 50, 60 years of trying. You get what I'm saying? But he look like he's in his mid 30s and things like that. And I'm like, what could she possibly do? But that's just me guessing. Maybe she did do something that made him go, I don't know what it is. But my thing is, if he can cut off a family member that is directly related to him that much. Emily, Married at First Sight, he can definitely throw you to the side. Yeah. Like, that's nothing. He has no history or anything like that with you to even try, you know?
And honestly, what also made me raise a red flag at Emily was she didn't even ask about the sister situation.
That was strange, right?
Like, why don't y'all get along? What happened? What is y'all's relationship? Because to me, I can understand no matter the age of you cutting a family member off, but I need to know the reason. Yeah. Is it a good enough reason to me? Or is it something that is where you prioritize your happiness over going to Thanksgiving dinner at her house because you didn't feel like it, and now y'all fighting?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So what is the reason? Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Emily didn't ask no follow-up questions. I will say, it seemed like they both was mad doing this. Yeah. Like, they both was quick. They both was like usually, I don't know. It just felt like they both were just frustrated, as if something happened on the inside that just like, come on, let's go outside and do these questions. You know, the doctor told us we got to do these questions, or production told us we got to do these questions, but really we not really banging like that. Continue.
Emily asked him, when have you given up on something? Brennan asked if they can pass the question.
That is so, oh my god.
He said he doesn't have one for that.
Bro, you just told me.
It sounds like your relationship with your sister.
Bro, it's not even that. It's like, you passing on a question, right? You basically just told me your sister died. You get what I'm saying? How are you so open to tell me that, but you can't tell me something? Give me something. Let me know you're trying at least. Continue.
Yeah. Emily says with an attitude that she wishes she didn't give up on her dream of being a broadcaster, news anchor. She wanted to do something in front of the camera. And she was annoyed because she's like, why are you like acting like this is so difficult? Yeah. Brennan says like one thing he hasn't told Emily is that that'll give him her insight into who he is. He says, let's come back to that one.
So
then he goes through the bowl and starts skipping a bunch of questions.
So that's 2 questions that he passed on, and now it just seems like, do we believe Brennan's doing this on purpose? Mm-hmm. You think so?
Doing this? No, I don't think he's doing this on purpose necessarily. I just think this is who he is. Just
as in, like, basically, awful. Like, so you don't think he's purposely sabotaging? You just think this is just who he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we go on and Emily asks him, like, why is this so hard for you? Just answer the doggone question. He says it's hard to put a lot of thought into answering. He says that and he reminds her, to me, this is him reminding her of like, we're on camera. Also, like, remember we're on camera. And to me, that makes me think like he wants to look good for the show, but it's like you're doing things that make you look awful. But he wants her to not yell and get upset when you're the one that's the issue.
Yeah. 100%.
Emily says that what worries her in the moment is the reset, and the plan for the reset is going to backfire and make us not be civil at the end. Well, he says same.
Well, listen. In order for it to backfire, that'd be it. No, the reset go do exactly what Brennan intended it to do.
Backfire.
No, not backfire. Backfire means that I intended it for it to do one thing and it didn't work. Yeah. The reset is going to do exactly what Brennan wanted to do. He wants you to, every time you come up to him, you ask to touch him. You say your name. He's going to say his name. And when he leaves, you don't ask him where he's going. There's no requirement for him to hang out with you and things like that. It's not going to backfire. It's going to do exactly what it's intended to do. And that is to reset, and you're going to basically, like the Man in Black thing with like the little pen, you don't know me no more. And then that's basically what it's going to do with Emily. That's basically what it's going to do. Continue.
Well, Brennan is starting to get tapped out, and he is losing consciousness in the hot tub. Yeah. Is what he's saying.
Okay.
Emily said, you were in this hot tub for 2 hours yesterday.
Facts.
You're fine. Suck it up, with some expletives. Emily asks, what have you fought the hardest for? He says, have you ever did push-ups in the sauna?
That was strange to me. I was like, where'd that come from?
And she says, when you act like this, it makes me feel terrible. She says, honestly, to answer the question, like we're supposed to be doing, she says, probably for us in this marriage. Brennan says that this has been one for the books. Emily says that she can be sensitive about everything because she cares. And Brennan says he gets sensitive when someone questions his character or makes something bigger than what it is.
What?
Emily says, so you don't keel over and die. Let's go ahead and get out the hot tub. He says that he wants her to be caring and nice, but that's not how she was. Emily says, every time we film and are being vulnerable, you do this. Emily knows it's hard for him, but it's unnecessary. It's all about him and his appearance, and he asks her to just have his back.
Is that the end?
That is the end.
What did you think about those last sentences, those last points to the scene, Blair?
Yeah, the last points to the scene, I do think he was using it as an excuse to stop playing, of him being like, oh, I'm exhausted in the hot tub. Like, I'm just so tired. Okay, that's fine. Let's move the party into the house and let's continue. Like, it's like everything is a struggle for him. And maybe words and thoughts and feelings are hard for him. Some people, it does take a lot for them. And I think that's where you need to take Dr. Pia's advice and go to therapy. So you can actually learn to communicate and for it not to be this struggle, because it shouldn't be this hard to play a game. So
I find it very interesting that for someone that's so private and things of that nature, sign up to be on a reality TV show. It's like your whole life is a lie. I would like, at the end of this season, I want a reunion with the cast. I think this may be a reunion for the books, right? And I want a special episode with just the experts telling us the behind the scenes of what's going on with the production. Because I do feel like this is probably the season that had the most trouble with production. I think this is the most to where production probably felt like working with these folks is hard. Because here's the thing. he said something. Let's remember we on camera, and he basically made it seem like, if I was to guess what he mean, he basically like, okay, they got their scene for the night. Can we go back inside? Mm-hmm. I don't think the problem was him being in the hot tub. It was just like, okay, we have to do this scene. Let's go back into the scene, because when they went back in the house and continued their argument and things like that, you kind of see like cameraman running around. It kind of looked like the camera was still rolling, but they wasn't quote unquote filming a scene. Yeah,
right? Like it was the camera just in the apartment.
Yeah, so or like the cameraman put his camera down because you saw people walking by. Mm-hmm. And when he say something like have my back on camera.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, we're doing a show here. It's production and things like that. When I say the scene is over, it's like have my back. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're doing yourself a disservice. But guess what? Who am I to criticize what you're doing to your wife? Because your wife ain't speaking up for herself. Now, guess what's going to happen? When you stay with someone who's corrupted like that, now you become corrupted. Now, Emily's angry. Mm-hmm. Now, Emily's picking up the same traits that he got, to where she ain't talking, she ain't being straightforward and things like that. But you chose to continue to go on with this. Now, I don't know if you want to get out of this marriage, but production told you, hey, listen here, we are not doing a one couple married at first sight show. But my thing is, at the end of the day, Emily, you had a chance to speak up and to voice your frustrations with Brennan, with the professionals, with the experts and things like that, and you chose to do not. So guess what? This is your life. This is your husband. Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the show? This was a good review show that we did.
Yeah, we made some lemonade out of lemons, honey. But that's all I got.
That's all you got. Y'all be good.
Bye.